week of change in MLS, but continuity too, with the All-Stars again due to face the best from Liga MX later this year. Meanwhile, there were 14 fixtures in all in Week 8. We'll bring you up to speed with what happened in each of them. And we start in the West with an intriguing encounter at PayPal Park.
Alex Cavello took interim charge of San Jose's meeting with Seattle following Matias Almeida's departure after a winless start to the season. And that first win for the Quakes looked unlikely when Nathan clattered into Raul Ruidiaz just 10 minutes in to present the Sounders with a penalty. Nicolas Ladero making no mistake from the spot for his first of the season. And it was the Uruguayan who swung in a tantalising free kick moments later. Christian Roldan finding space to direct his header into the San Jose net for a 2-goal lead. The Quakes did manage a win in the US Open Cup in midweek, and in first half injury time, sloppy Seattle defending offered them hope. Christian Espinoza able to fire in at the second attempt. That didn't seem to affect Seattle, who found a third after the break. Jordan Morris tapping in from close range, a second in his last 4 MLS games, and killing off any hopes of a comeback, or so it seemed anyway. But up stepped Espinoza once more. His effort from out wide bamboozling Stefan Fry to reduce the arrears again. The hosts sensed a Seattle wobble, and 1 minute later, they had another.
You will find the back of the net. We're even at 3 apiece.
So 3-3 with just minutes remaining. But there was one more twist in this tale yet. A shove in the back by Nuhu on Francisco Calvo was picked up on video review, and the Quakes were awarded a penalty, leaving a frustrated figure of coach Brian Schmetzer. And there was only one man that was going to make it count.
It's storybook. That's a hat trick. That's a 4th goal. Espinoza.
As he snatched San Jose their first win of the season on a dramatic night at PayPal Park.
Next to TQL Stadium.
Hello, Vasquez! And Vasquez sneaks it into the back of the net. Let's go!
LAFC with all hands on the pump. Oh, he's gone direct and scored! Sensationally too! The emphasis on LAFC and their surge towards the summit.
This cross-conference meeting between FC Cincinnati and LAFC was watched by Adam Virgo and Dan Roebuck.
Arango forward. Vela. This is Palacios moving through the gears. Time to take a touch and to measure the ball in. Ricochets around, terrific stop. How about that for a save? Arango with the back heel. Zelentano gets down so well to his left.
That's a brilliant save, and it's the first one he's had to make in the game so far. Anticipated the shot really well and made an excellent save.
Klepo takes a chance here, and this is Brenner, and he's got Acosta with him here. This is Lucia Acosta, still going, scores! The final few seconds of the first half, deep in, added on time. Brenner and Acosta combine, and FC Cincinnati have the lead against LAFC. This could be a big moment in their season.
3 minutes into injury time, at the end of the first half. No idea why you're going to play into an area like that, but it's a brilliant disguise from Acosta that makes the goalkeeper move early at such a crucial time, and the star man has provided a really important goal.
Swinger here, nodded back by Ibiaga. Mario, oof, that was relatively high, and the shot into the corner. Well struck, beautiful hit Kellen Acosta with something special. It had to be Celentano. I'll tell you what, nothing he could have done. And it goes into that bottom corner. It's a big goal for the away team. Takes the deflection, doesn't it? But the shot was well struck. Vela feeds it back. Good effort into the roof of the net. Terrific hit. Mazowski off the bench on the score sheet. LAFC lead by 2-1. Cincinnati switch off and they have been punished. Great little first touch there. Set up nicely there by Carlos Vela. Mazowski just comes on as a substitute, strikes it brilliantly into the top of the net. Canning does well. Here is Cruz. Acosta. Badgie, right-hand side, curled in towards Cruz. Terrific hit! Oh! Wonderful technique, terrific run. FC Cincinnati thought they had a leveller here. It's finished FC Cincinnati 1, LAFC 2.
I've sat here before and said these words, and I'll say them again. The character of this team, the leadership of this team, and the ability to be a team. They've shown us time and time again that they are this, and they want to be a team. And it's moments like these that make us even stronger.
LAFC's challengers at the top of the West were Austin, who've surprised everyone so far, including Vancouver, 11 minutes in.
Arruti, 1-0! Swift and decisive.
The Argentine is looking like a sublime piece of business by the Texan club. A fourth of the season arrived soon after for Maxi Arruti, who has had 6 MLS clubs in 9 years. But Q2 Stadium already feels like a snug fit. 2022 for the Whitecaps has been far less harmonious. They've made their worst ever start to an MLS season. Christian Dahome's spurned chance indicative of a side that are creating but not converting. And yet everything the Verde and Black are touching is turning to gold. Sebastian Driussi is the one in truly sparkling form. 6 in 8 games for him. Austin unrelenting.
Staying in Texas and Derby Day at Toyota Stadium, where Dallas and Houston were both aiming to extend their 5-game unbeaten runs. The visitors went ahead through Sebastian Ferreira, his 3rd of the season for Paulo Nagamura's side. And the Dynamo nearly had another.
Memo! It's off the post! Looked like a goal!
But a Memo Rodriguez free kick didn't entirely cross the goal line, leaving the score at 1-0. Rodriguez had the chance to put it right late on, and you'd expect the net to bulge here, only for goalkeeper Martin Pais to pull off a smart save and keep Dallas hanging on with 6 minutes to go. And that's when the hosts decided to turn up the heat. A bullet header from Frank O'Hara hit the post, with Houston desperate to clear it to safety. A reminder that this Texas derby was not over yet. And then the game changed.
Can FC Dallas tie it at the death? They'll have a chance. Here's the cross. Yes!
Siki Insabeleng poking Dallas's equaliser over the line to spark the celebrations for Nico Estevez's men, who would then deal the decisive blow.
Here's an opportunity, yes, for Dallas! They're going to win it at the death in the 93rd minute!
A first El Capitan win in 18 months for Dallas, thanks to substitute Facundo Quinion.
The LA Galaxy were ahead of Dallas in 3rd at the start of the week, and for opponents Nashville, this was the last of 8 straight away games before moving into their new stadium. The hint they might be heading home with nothing from California was initially provided by Efrain Alvarez and then confirmed late on by a player whose only previous goals for the Galaxy had come in El Tráfico. They've definitely made the Serbian one of their own in Carson now.
When Portland previously hosted Real Salt Lake at Providence Park, it was in last season's Western Conference final. The Timbers came out on top on that occasion, and their best look at goal here came from Christian Paredes, but Zach McMath was there to tip it over the bar. Ninth place Portland dominated for most of the match, but it was RSL that had the clearest opportunity in the 66th minute. Pablo Ruiz struck the post from close range and was unable to follow up, as Pablo Mastroni's sides are without a win in 6 in all competitions.
Under former defender Ezra Hendrickson, the Chicago Fire have been watertight so far, and they needed some first-half fortune at Minnesota United for that to remain the case. And Manuel Reynoso and Franco Fragapane were within inches of providing the opener. But the Fire maintained that trend-setting 0-0 scoreline until the final 18 minutes before it got messy. Wyatt Omsberg relinquished possession and was duly punished.
It's Reynoso. It's beautiful. Emmanuel Reynoso back in his groove.
That single mistake was the catalyst for Chicago to uncharacteristically unravel. Federico Navarro was dismissed shortly after for a second yellow card. He was clearly hoping video review might save him, though nothing was going to change after his lunge towards Robin Lurd. At no point all season had the Loons scored the first 2 goals of a game. The insurance policy of Kervin Arriaga's very first for the club would have been comforting. And in truth, the game was done at that stage. But Chicago, who'd let in 2 goals in their opening 7 matches, conceded 3 in 16 minutes at Allianz Field.
That's magical for Lud. Robin Lud with quick feet, a quick strike, and Minnesota United are piling it on the Fire here in Allianz. Miami with some good action here, and it's over the line. It's Campana. It's a hat-trick.
In for a goal! Amada! Oh, what a goal! Oh, it's down! How about that, Brooks Lennon?
To Drive Pink Stadium, where commentary of Inter Miami's Eastern Conference clash with Atlanta United comes from Stuart Robson and Phil Blacker.
With a pinball in the penalty area and in. Cisneros the first to react and scores his first MLS goal to put the 5 stripes in front. Miami just didn't really deal with the danger.
Well, you're absolutely right. They didn't deal with the danger. They didn't deal with the first ball. They didn't deal with the second. Cisneros just about got enough on it here. Good start for Atlanta United.
Yedlin is going to reach that and hoist the cross high. Campana, wonderfully taken equalising goal, and he doesn't miss at the moment. Miami level, and it's the 5th of the season already in MLS for Leonardo Campana.
What a good finish this is. Not just the strike, but the touch. It looked as though it was going away from the danger area. The touch was good, took him back into the 6-yard box. And then the finish, exceptional bit of centre-forward play from Campana.
For Caleb Wiley, a little bit of space to surge into and is able to play the pass for Cisneros. Wiley again with the touch, they've worked it well. And there's Lennon, who couldn't control the finish. It came back to him quickly off Nick Marsman, the goalkeeper. Nearly a chance for Thiago Almada, and Atlanta United so close.
Marsman does well just to get a couple of hands on it here, pushes it into a dangerous area. Really, Lennon should do a lot better. He's got to get over the top of that.
Moreno. Sadic to Brooks Lennon, who did reach it. Improvised attempt at a finish by Cisneros. Marsman in the way, and it's scrambled away.
Just behind Cisneros, that's why he had to use that technique. So quite a good contact with it.
Low space maybe for Miami with Lassiter. Miles Robinson with him. He has helped it on towards Campana, who's in and unselfish. It's a wonderfully worked goal. And against the balance of play, it is Inter Miami in front. Bryce Duke has only just come on in the last few minutes. He was perfectly placed to profit, and the home team have turned this around.
Campana keeps his composure here, unselfish, and picks the right pass out. And against the run of play, into Miami here, take the lead. And it's a well-worked goal.
It's going to go Almada. He's almost an ever-present one right now. Here's Lennon. Can Atlanta make this pressure pay? Lennon away from Allen, went down rather theatrically, and was told to get up again.
Well, he did the hard work. It looked as though he'd sucked Allen in again and then gone down the outside of him. There was a half a body check by Allen. Yeah, he's going to have a look at it.
Well, this is a big moment.
I think it could be a penalty. Yeah, there you can see he doesn't make any contact with the ball. I think the referee will change his mind here.
Rifo's had a lengthy look and stands by his initial decision. Inter Miami have beaten Atlanta United by 2-1.
I feel as if now, with the results that we're getting, people will probably start to see a different Inter Miami. That's what I've wanted all along, one with clear identity. I still think there's loads and loads of stuff that we can do better, but we have the key qualities that make successful teams successful.
Staying in the Sunday Florida sunshine, where the New York Red Bulls wanted to maintain their perfect 2022 away record, and it looks set to continue at Orlando City.
Luquinhas and a goal! Luquinhas to give the Red Bulls a 1-0 advantage.
And they doubled that advantage after the break. Christian Cáceres using his quick reaction against Pedro Galese to open his account for the season as the Red Bulls punished Orlando on the break. And before long, it was game over for the Lions. New York were awarded a penalty after video review when Sean Nealis' header struck the hand of Rodrigo Schlegel with 2 minutes remaining. Lewis Morgan converted as the Red Bulls became the first team to win their opening 4 MLS away games since the Galaxy in 1998.
New York City FC scored 6 last week at Yankee Stadium, but used Citi Field for their latest home game against Toronto. Jesus Jimenez nudged TFC in front, just as he did when these two met only 3 weeks ago. And it felt quite similar to that match at BMO Field, in that Bob Bradley's side asserted their dominance with 2 first-half goals. Jimenez took this one beautifully to continue his productive start to life in MLS. But clearly unhappy that goals were going in and he wasn't part of it, Tati Castellanos then arrived with intent inside TFC's penalty area to reduce the deficit. Ronnie Dylan knows that now he has last season's Golden Boot winner scoring again, his team are irrepressible and therefore a rather big problem for others. And they certainly were for TFC after the break.
Thiago Andrade pokes it home and the match is level at 2.
Toronto had beaten the Eastern Conference leaders, the Philadelphia Union, last weekend.
Tati Castellanos finding Santi Rodriguez, and it is 3-2.
But this was turning into a sour experience. The visitors wilted under incessant NYCFC pressure. Keaton Park scored their 4th, 3 of which had now come in 9 second-half minutes. And the reigning MLS Cup champions weren't done there. From 2-0 down to 5-2 up, and via perhaps the classiest finish of the day.
Gabi Pereira, and he'll slip it by and in! What a finish by Gabriel Pereira, and he has his first in MLS.
But not out of the frame, Toronto, after 19-year-old DeAndre Kerr scored his first ever goal in MLS with 4 minutes to go. You could have gone to Broadway after the game on Sunday and not felt as satisfied by the entertainment as this. Alfredo Morales' second caution of the game kept the audience captivated right to the very end. Especially when, from the resulting free kick, Michael Bradley made it 5-4. No plot twist though, but no one asking for their money back either.
After their unbeaten start came to an end at Toronto last week, the Philadelphia Union were keen to get back to winning ways. A golden opportunity came when Montreal's Kamal Miller brought down Julian Carranza in the box, a penalty given to the Eastern leaders. And the Inter Miami loanee took responsibility.
Carranza steps into it, the shot, and he scores 1-0 Union.
The visitors soldiered on, and soon their hard work would pay off. Romel Kyoto found an opening and teed up substitute Kai Kamara, who did the rest. That's his 8th goal against the Union, more than any other player in MLS history. Enough to earn Montreal a point, as Philadelphia remain at the summit of the East, still unbeaten at Subaru Park.
To two teams at the foot of the East, and that's largely the reason why Hernan Losada lost his job this week at DC United. Chad Ashton is in temporary charge, and strangely, he was back in 2020 as well, when New England beat the Black and Red 4-3. They were down again within 6 minutes here after Brandon Bai swept in. But Ashton's golden ticket was having Greek striker Taxi Fountas ready to make his first start.
Now Fountas coming through, oh, it's in the net! It's in the net! Welcome to DC!
After winning their first 2 games this season, DC then lost 4 on the spin, but this was much more like the team we saw at the start of 2022. Only the brilliance of the Revs keeper Brad Knighton denied them the advantage, but the clever work by DC's DP was making a difference. Fountas' cross landed right on Michael Estrada's head, as New England's porous defence was badly exposed. What they didn't need was the latest cab off DC's rank going through the gears again.
Fountas, Taxi, the shot, oh, it's in the net! It is in the net! Do you believe this guy?
Remarkably, all that happened in the first half, and a Revs response didn't materialise until the last 4 minutes. Adam Buxer is scoring again, which is some good news in what has been an underwhelming season so far from last year's Supporters' Shield winners. With seconds to play, Buxer nearly provided the necessary relief. But for the 3rd time this year already, the Revs were beaten 3-2 and are now below DC in the standings.
All eyes were on the Colorado Rapids' new striker, Jazi Zardes, who started on the bench against Charlotte after signing from Columbus the previous day. Robin Fraser's side were knocking on the door early on, with Diego Rubio hitting the crossbar. An even bigger opportunity would follow, only for Rubio left thinking how on earth he missed this from 3 yards out. Time for Charlotte to flex their muscles. Daniel Rios had a stinging effort from range, and that was soon followed up by Karis Swiderski's strike, and allow William Yarbrough to show off his ninja skills once again and keep the sides level. It was last roll of the dice for Charlotte, as the expansion side were keen to clinch their first win on the road. But they were denied by Yarbrough once more, as the Rapids set a new club record of 20 regular season games unbeaten at home.
We finish with another cross-conference pairing between Sporting Kansas City and the Columbus Crew. This match was delayed after half-time because of adverse weather, but the storm was already brewing before the break at Children's Mercy Park. SKC were convinced that they should have been given a penalty when Remy Valter felt contact from Pedro Santos. Unsurprisingly, Peter Vermees was not best pleased either. These were two teams who'd lost their last 3 in the league, so it would have been foolish to predict a classic. Aloy Room held on to Kyrie Shelton's header, and both were perhaps satisfied to keep a grip on a much-needed point.
Columbus fall 3 places to 12th in the East after that draw, whilst a 3rd win on the spin pushes Miami up to 9th. Philadelphia still lead the pack, but it's the Red Bulls who now sit just behind them in 2nd.
The top 4 in the West remain the same, and the leading quartet were all victorious too. Minnesota and Houston swap places in 5th and 7th respectively. San Jose are off the bottom, replaced by the Whitecaps.
The odd goal in 5 did the trick for DC.
Taxi, the shot, oh, it's in the net! It is in the net!
A 7-goal thriller went the way of San Jose.
It's storybook. That's a hat trick. That's a fourth goal. Espinoza.
While the champions got the best of 9 in New York.
What a finish by Gabriel Pereira.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.